Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, after the day job, I'm going to be hitting the road and checking out the new movie, Avatar: The Way of Water. And I am genuinely looking forward to this movie. The first movie I had my feelings on, and if you want to check that out, I did do a video. I did a retrospective review here earlier in the week discussing how my feelings have changed since I've gone back and watched the movie a second time. I went to the theaters and saw it in 2009, was kind of about it, and literally didn't watch it again till recently. So go ahead and check out that video if you want to know what my feelings are on the first Avatar film. And moving forward, okay, Avatar: The Way of Water. This movie's got my interest because I really don't know much about it. I have seen the trailer for this movie, oh God, I don't even know how many times now. I swear, every time I go see a movie, it is doing a Way of the Water freaking trailer. So I've been seeing the trailer for quite some time, and it does have my interest. One of the big strong points of the first movie, of course, were the visuals and the effects and the motion capture, and now that stuff's kind of run-of-the-mill. So I'm expecting the visuals in this movie to be just absolute next level visuals. I'm really thinking that Cameron is going to knock it out of the ballpark again, because he does that. He just kind of tops himself with every one of his movies, especially in the films, the way they look and so on and so forth. The movie itself may be different, but the way it looks and feels and all definitely has a Cameron thing to it. And that was something I did forget to mention in my retrospective review, and that is, this movie, in my opinion, has always felt like it could take place, in the Aliens universe. It just, I don't know, it feels like it squishes itself in there. I mean, I believe they're Fox properties, so Disney, mashup? Okay, anyways, before we start talking about future Avatar versus Aliens Resurrection or some weird shit, let's go check this film out. Alright, so not much about this movie is known. The trailers themselves, they don't give away a lot about what the story of this film is. And I have my own little fan theory of what this movie might be about. In the first movie, the corporation came in and destroyed a lot of those life trees, the trees that collect the memories of their people and so forth. And they're very important to the Na'vi. So what I think is going on here is that now that the Na'vi are pretty much down to just one of these life trees, to the best of our knowledge since the first film. Sorry, if you haven't seen the first movie, spoiler alert! But, I mean, seriously, why are you seeing this movie? Anyways, so my theory of this whole thing is that there are different tribes of Na'vi on the planet, which they kind of show that there are these different Na'vi who are more water-like folk, and they seem very similar to the more Tree of Life Na'vi. You see that there's definitely a coexistence, like the Na'vi who live in the trees, there's a coexistence with these reptilian birds, and it looks like the aquatic Na'vi may have a relationship with some kind of, it looked reptilian, but maybe aquatic creature of some sort that they travel around on. But anyways, it's got me kind of wondering about more of what the world Pandora is really like. So it looks like it's going to expand a lot of the mythology of the planet Pandora, which I am on board for completely. So, anywho, it's time to get out of here. Enough speculation, enough sitting here talking about what could be. It's time to get out the door and go to the day job, and then I'm off to see Avatar: The Way of Water. Welcome back. Just getting home from checking out Avatar: The Way of Water, and guys, Cameron's done it again. I don't know how this man keeps doing this, but it's like every film he makes, he outdoes himself every single time. And this one is just like all the others. It is outstanding. This is an amazing film from beginning to end. I don't really have a lot of negatives. In fact, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe I'm still kind of in the afterglow of this movie. I'm not sure, but my God, I have not sat in the theater and experienced a movie like this in I don't know how long. I mean, everything about this movie just clicks. The story is pretty damn good. It's definitely better than the first movie. The characters in this film are awesome. We see a lot of growth out of our two main characters, plus adding in the family element really gave everyone a lot more depth. So yeah, there was a lot of really good characters in this film. The learning more about the culture of the Na'vi was also really interesting. Getting to see a different tribe of people that live on a different part of the planet and all is just absolutely amazing. And it's just made me look forward to anything and everything else that he is going to do in this universe. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, I don't want to go into a lot of the plot or storyline elements. It's kind of obvious in the trailers, if you ask me, that yes, there are different Na'vi in this film. They are more of an aquatic breed of Na'vi. They live closer to the ocean. They're one with the ocean, where Jake and his people, they all live up in the trees. So yeah, I was right about that. Yeah, but again, I got that from the trailer, and I didn't think it was all that hard to figure out. It's not like I need to have like a big metal pinned to my chest. All right, so a lot of you are probably wondering, okay, enough about the story. Tell me about those pretty visuals. And guys, wow. Let me tell you, this film is absolutely gorgeous. It is just beautiful to watch on screen. Now, I went and saw this on the IMAX with 4K, 3D and all that stuff, and wow, I don't know. I need to see the movie without 3D to know if the 3D really brought much to the film. I didn't notice a lot. There were some things that were kind of cool, like I guess you could say they were like sparklies. Like, they really kind of were neat, and there were some elements to the 3D that did kind of pop out and was fun, but I don't know if it necessarily needed to be there to really drive anything in this film. But one thing that really stood out to me was this film was filmed in a higher frame rate than most pictures are. The normal frame rate for a movie is 24 frames per second. This film, however, I'm not sure. It could have been much higher, but I'm just going to say 60 frames per second. And the only reason I really noticed that was it kind of feels like if you play enough video games and you play in a high frame rate with your video games, you'll know what I'm talking about. It just kind of had that video game vibe. But I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. It just kind of moved the same way that a video game might. But the special effects are outstanding. This is one of the very first times I've sat down and watched a CGI, bombastic film like this and didn't find a flaw. It is gorgeous. I mean, my gosh, the motion capture in this film is ridiculously good. The level of emotions that the Na'vi are able to do in this film, just mind-boggling. It just blows my mind. I was telling Charming Amy on the way home that it didn't even feel like these were digital, figures on the screen. It felt like people in makeup. It was that real and solid. So yes, visually speaking, the movie is outstanding. The story, now I think a lot of people are going to call it a been there, done that kind of thing with this one also, but the elements of the film, family, and so on and so forth, yes, that's in a lot of films, but this is not done in a bad, preachy way. It's just an element of the movie. So yes, the story is a little, I wouldn't say, it's not boring by any means. Don't get me wrong, it's just a little normal. I mean, you have seen it in a film before, but with all of the other techniques and everything else in this film, it makes it just that much more amazing to watch. And that was the thing. This movie is pure entertainment, pure you just beauty, honestly. It is just colors, and it's just wow. I wish I had a better grammar. I had better grammar. Okay, I wish I knew bigger words to help describe this film. I'm sorry, I'm poorly educated. I'm from Missouri. Alright, so yes, guys, this is a film that you must see in theaters. Get out there, check this movie out. Definitely, I am predicting that this is going to be. I think this film is going to blow box office predictions out of the freaking water. I know that Cameron has said that he needs to make $2 billion for this movie to be profitable. I don't know if that's true or not, but to be perfectly honest, I could see this movie making $2 billion. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go back, much like myself. I might go back and just watch this in a more standard so I can see if any of the bells and whistles like the 3D and the IMAX and all that really does play into anything. And this movie may make me buy a 4K player. I might have to buy a 4K player because, damn, it looks that good. Okay, guys, well, that's all I have for you today. Avatar: The Way of the Water, big thumbs up. Go check that film out. Definitely see this movie in theaters. I'm not saying you have to have all the bells and whistles and all that, but definitely, if you have the opportunity, go see this one in theaters. Do not wait for Disney Plus, because, well, I mean, yeah, Avatar's on Disney Plus. But anyways, don't wait for Disney Plus. Do not wait for Disney Plus. You will not get the same effect if you see it on the small screen. Even if you've got one of those big 65-inch televisions with the 4K and the surround sound, it still will not be the same. It will not be the same, and I assure you of that. Okay, guys, thank you very much for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you could do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.